Hi everybody, it's Carissa here, and I am putting together a video tutorial for Helmar and PSA Essentials. We've paired up together this week, all week long. You can visit the Helmar Design Team blog as well as the PSA Essentials blog, and you'll see lots of great inspiration from both teams using Helmar products with PSA Essential stamps. And so I get to kick off the week, and I'm very excited because when I saw these stamps, I thought they were just the coolest thing. So I want to kind of show you the PSA Essential stamps, and then I'll show you my project. So when you order PSA Essentials, you get this cute little box, and inside it contains your stamper and your guide. So this is really important. Not only does it kind of keep your stamp handy, but it also guides where you put your stamp. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that when I get together with my project. And so when you get these stamps, they're called peel and stick stamps. They come in packages like this, really great colorful packaging. You see you get 9 images, and then you also get this cute little border, and they all come with some little border and then the 9 different stamp images. And you can mix and match, which is really nice. So the borders are nice. You can mix and match with any set. So I like that a lot. So that's the PSA Essentials. What I used today, I'm making this cute little memory game that I made for my kids. Just made a little box to contain it in, or actually decorated a little box. And so this is the little game, and I used Helmar acid-free glue and the PSA Essential Stamps peanuts, which are super cute, and my kids just loved as soon as they saw them. So I wanted to make something fun for them that they could use and play. And so I'm gonna show you how I made these little game pieces today. So let's go ahead and get started. I kind of want to try and keep this short and sweet so it uploads nicely. First thing that I did was I used a Nestability, I think this is the Eyelet scallop circle, and I cut out my pieces. So you can see I cut out my pieces, and I'm going to go ahead and I have 2 more left that what I did was just really, you can do this as well. I cut up an old Lego box. It was Star Wars Legos for my daughter's birthday, and this is really nice sturdy material, and so it gave me a nice foundation to create the game pieces, because you know I want them to use it, and so I wanted it to have a nice sturdy back. So I just ran it through my Cuttlebug, and I kind of broke my plate when I did this, but that's okay because it still works. So just be careful when you're cutting like a thicker material. You may find that it's a little bit harder on your machine. So, and because it is thicker, I run it through twice just to make sure that I got it through. And it comes right out like that. So we've got that piece, and now we just need to do the like this. So let me show you how it works when you're stamping. So you see that it comes up here. You've got these red buttons on each side. When you click them, it either releases it or locks it into place. So if you give it a little bit of, it'll take it back up. And if you push it down and lock those, it's like a little lock mechanism. And so you can clean your stamp and remove it. And so the last little guy that we have is the little astronaut. It's super cute, and I hope this is in the shot. Yeah. So what you do is you see there's a little raised notch right here, and all of your stamps have a little notch cut out in them. So that's your guide. And you want to make sure you put it stamped down so that this is the top that's going to go stick on here, and that'll take your stamp. So like that. So just line it up there. And I will wipe this off first because when I stick it down it's gonna, and it's not a big deal, but I'll just wipe it off first. But you'll see that it'll stamp on there when I push it down. But that's all I do is when I'm wiping it off, when I'm changing them out, I just use a baby wipe. Because we know I have lots of those around. And then what you do is on the front of this you'll see that it has the logo or the PSA Essentials website, and you just line that up with this PSA Essentials logo on here like that, and then you just press down and it comes right up, and now it's on your stamper like that. Super easy. And then I just give it a couple runs to kind of get it nice and juicy before I stamp it, and that looks perfect. I love it. Self-inking, it's great. And so then I've got my white piece of paper here, cardstock, and I'm just going to stamp right on top, kind of guide it in the middle, just eyeballing it and then putting it down. Very easy. My 6-year-old was actually helping me with these. She liked to stamp it earlier today. So I'm just going to do it again. Very easy. And it gives you this perfect impression every time because it's, you know, this machine or this little stamper is giving you the perfect amount of pressure every time that you stamp. And I love that. So for this, got our pieces here, and what I did was I put the pattern paper on top of this, and using Helmar acid-free glue, I'm just going to give it a nice thin layer on the back. Kind of just go like that, and then I like to use this little sponge. Depending on what I'm working with, I'll either use the sponge to get a nice even layer, or I'll use the glue spreader. But because this is such like a odd shape, it was just easier to use the foam brush. And then I just line it up and press it down. And you do have some time to kind of guide it around sometimes. Sometimes it's not completely lined up. So I have a little bit of time where the glue, before it sets completely, where I can move it and shuffle it to where I want it to be. So that's that piece, and then we'll go ahead and do the second one. See how easy this is? And it's such a fun project. I am so excited. It turned out exactly how I had in mind, which is always nice. And I love being able to create unique gifts or projects for my kids. And this would also be an easy gift for a friend, you know, your kids' friends or whatever. Comes together really easy. I think the most time-consuming part of it, obviously, is cutting out all the pieces to put together. But the rest is really fast. So we'll go ahead and adhere the images. And again, I'm just doing the exact same thing. I'm applying the acid-free glue to the back of the cardstock paper and then attaching it to my cardboard piece here. And just lining it up like that. Very easy. And I kind of just give it a couple go arounds. And we'll go ahead and do the other piece. And your hands get kind of gluey, but that's fine. This acid-free glue is great because it's not going anywhere. You got that nice even coat, and I know it's gonna stay on this cardboard through lots and lots of playtime, which is exactly what I wanted it for. So cute. And it's a unique, you know, it's not in your standard square like that you would see in a normal, you know, memory game that you would pick up on the shelf of the store. This has your mark on it, and it's, you know, special. And I know my kids love it when they get something special, something that only they will have. So I like to run just around the edges some distress ink to give it a little bit more depth. I'm using Distress Ink Tim Holtz in Peel Paint to kind of match the October Afternoon designer paper that I used. And then also it gives this side a little bit more color with your game piece. But really, seriously, how easy is that, and how super cute is that? It's adorable. Got my 2 game pieces here that we just made in what, a couple minutes. Running it through the Cuttlebug, using a die cut, and super cute PSA peanut stamps, and of course the glue that holds it all together, Helmar acid-free glue. And so I just decorated this little box to kind of hold all the game pieces in. And I used some more of the October Afternoon paper with also some sassafras paper, which I thought was really cute with all the little game-like images. And then I stamped one of the characters from the PSA Essentials stamp collection here, so that you knew kind of what, and I stamped Joe Cool here, so you knew what was inside. And then this will just house the game pieces while they're not being used. But now you can see you've got this cute little memory game for your kids. And it's great. Perfect. So thank you so much for stopping by. And I hope I've inspired you to kind of look outside the normal use of your stamping supplies with PSA Essentials and Helmar. Thank you again. Take care.